Hopefully that doesn't fall. Maybe they don't want to come anymore. I don't know. So where is your notebook? I want to see your writing.
Is Sheldon going to come with you?
Yeah, he's going to come next. I think Miss Kelly's too big to fit under here, but we're going to try it because it's really comfortable for you, huh? Okay. All right. So, I was seeing you do some excellent writing. Can you start reading it to me over again? I want to hear the whole letter.
Okay. Dear
Wait,
City,
do you have a pencil? Okay. All right, excellent. Go ahead.
Dear City of Baltimore, I think there should not be Dear City of Baltimore, I think there should not be zoos. You are taking them away from its natural habitat. It is bad because animals are getting sick. If you put an animal in a cage, make sure it has lots of space to run around in. If it's a wild animal, Cheetahs are used to running at high speeds. However, they are not unable to do so in such small spaces. The animals are happy to be seen in zoos, but they are more happy to be back home.
Okay, so excellent. And then you're going to say from
Catherine.
Catherine. Okay. So, I really, really like what you added so far, or what you have so far. But I want you to read from I think until sick. Okay?
Okay. I think there should not be zoos. You are taking them away from its natural habitat. It is bad because the animals are getting sick.
Okay. So, I see a period right here after zoos. Okay? And then when you say you are taking them away, I'm a little confused about who you're talking about when you say you, and like why they're taking them away. So let's try and be a little more specific. So what would you say instead of you are taking them away? Why are they being taken away?
They don't want some people are taking them away to keep them away. Some people are taking them away just so kids can be happy.
So that's excellent. So you're telling me that, like, well, first of all, hunters can kill them, but second, people take them away for zoos, right? So instead of you, what are we talking about? We're talking about zoos. So you can say, instead of you, I would put a zoo there. Because you're being more specific for your reader so that they're understanding what you're talking about. Okay? Because that made me a little confused. So, take your pencil, cross out you, and put a zoo.
Can I erase it?
Sure, you can.
Ready? Start it. Did you start?
Okay. Good. So now you have zoos are taking them away. Who's them? How can you be more specific with your writing to help it be clearer for me, as the reader?
Like people like own the zoo. Some like imagine if like a little kid said, there are no lions in the competition of lions, but the zookeeper said we can't take lions from their natural habitat. The little kid said, I really want to see it.
Okay, hold on. So that's really good. That's a good story, but not quite what I'm trying to get at. So here we changed you to zoo because you're being more what?
Specific?
Specific. You know what specific means?
No.
Oh, okay. So specific means you're being a little more clear and precise in what you're saying. So instead of being like very broad and general, you're being very, very clear on what you mean. So zoos are taking them away. Who is them in this sentence? What word could you put here instead of them to be more specific, clear for your reader? It's one word.
Zoo owners?
Well, you're saying zoos are taking them away from its natural habitat. So who is getting taken away from the natural habitat? Who's them in that sentence?
The animals?
Yes. Excellent. So you can say zoos are taking animals away.
Alright, so that was perfect. That's exactly what it came in to be. You could talk a little bit louder, but that was really good, right? So now we're gonna do it.
We can't turn that up to
Okay. So let me read this again. Zoos are taking animals away from its natural habitat. That doesn't quite make sense to me yet. Can you find where I think it might not make sense?
Yep, and then you're gonna have to do it.
After this one.
Okay. So zoos are taking animals away from its or their. There you go.
Oh, so she's have to record that stuff. So in Facebook, she has to look at it.
All right. So now we have. Let's read that again from I to sick.
I think there should not be zoos. Zoos are taking animals away from their natural habitat. It is bad because the animals are getting sick.
Okay. So I really like this sentence. Now let's focus on the next one. Where can you be more specific for your reader to be a little more clear in your writing? Because you don't want your reader to be confused, right? So can you find an area where you can maybe put in a more specific word? So let's look at the sentence. It is bad because the animals are getting sick.
Your what? So is this your final slide?
Yeah. What are you going to put for it is? What are you saying right here? It is bad. What is bad?
The animal, the zoos are taking animals away from their natural habitat.
Yeah. Right? So that's what you're talking about when you say it is. So you can say taking animals from their natural habitat is bad. I know that's a lot more to write, so maybe you can put in. This is what I sometimes do with my writing, is I draw an arrow and I write in what I want to say. Okay?
Really?
Yeah?
So what else?
Drafts are supposed to look really messy. Yeah. My writing looks super messy all the time because I'm crossing stuff out and I'm like adding different words, right? Because you write, you have all these ideas and you want to get them down, and then you go back and you kind of make it more clear exactly what we're doing. Like, you have excellent ideas here. I'm just helping you make it more clear for your reader. Okay? So draw it up here and write. What do we say? What are we talking about when it is? That's okay. Right? Well, what was your fact? Taking animals from the natural habitat. That's what's bad. So make that very clear for your reader. Instead of saying it, say taking animals from.
I would open the door and it would come out, and my mom let me keep it out, and my mommy always knew, and she would let them come out too.
Okay.
And then I could play with them, some wood. But there's a little scratch on me somewhere from them, and it's still, I got a
But
scratch from me.
their natural habitat, right? It's just beneath it.
Alright, so you might have the same type of problem with a jaguar, right? Because a jaguar is a big cat. You know that?
How do you spell that?
Big wild cat. So you will probably have.
We're not on to
the same
spelling yet. I want you to guess.
jaguar.
Yeah, my mom might.
Because we're still in draft mode.
She might not want that either. But you're writing your letter to Miss Kelly, right? So you can have a class pet. Do you talk about your class pet in this letter? Do you talk about it being a class pet? No. No, you don't. Maybe that's something that you might want to add so that the reader
Excellent.
knows
Okay, so now let's read that whole thing from I to sick again. Using that. Be sure to so cross out it. And that's what you're going to read when. Okay? Go ahead.
I think there should not be zoos. I think there should not
So your first sentence
be
is,
zoos.
I think we should
Zoos are taking animals away
What if you
from
wrote
their
something like,
natural
I think you should
habitat.
get a jaguar as a class pet, so that your
How do you feel now? Do you think it sounds better or worse than what we started with?
Better.
Better? Okay. Are you just saying that, or do you really mean it?
I really mean it.
Okay.
I have a question.
What's your question?
When you were a little kid, were you nervous to say something in front of the whole school? Or in front of your whole class?
Yeah, I was so nervous. When I would like have a paper, it would be like shaking really bad, and I would be shaking, and I'd sweat a lot. I was always really nervous.
That's your nervous system. You know how it can work to your brain?
What?
When you get nervous, you're really nervous for almost like seconds. Like your nervous system goes up to your brain, and all your nervous is gone, and you just want to say it.
Yeah? Is that what happens to you? Do you get really nervous at first, and then once you start saying it, you get really excited? Yeah, that's good. All right, so why don't you go back, and I'm going to talk with Sheldon for a little bit. You can either read, or if you want, you can go through and look for places that you could be more specific in your writing to help the reader understand. Okay? And you don't have to erase. You can just cross it out and add it in anywhere you have space, okay? I like that you skipped a space each time, so you have this space to use if you want. Deal? All right. Excellent job.
And it was reading time. I forgot to bring this.
Oh, bookmarks are important.
Is it afternoon or still morning?